a point that I want to bring home is to ask, how much of a problem do you have with Trump? And I could get straight to the point and make this a 3-minute video, but I want to try and really make it clear because I think that people's depth perception is off. I'm seeing that people have more of what looks like a personal issue with Trump rather than having an issue with what he's up to or what his party is up to. To me, it looks like people are more interested in having some blooper reel on Trump when they should be interested in what got him elected in the first place. It looks like people are more interested in Trump's mishaps. Like people are just sitting back waiting to see what crazy thing he'll do next. It's still a game to people to play, for fun. Meanwhile, Trump's party is playing for keeps.
Ari Melber, as a practical political matter, where it comes to messaging on the part of the Democrats, you asked this evening on the air why this wasn't being billed as the plot against the Bidens instead.
Exactly, because what we see here is people who worked for Donald Trump now confirming, they say, that this was a tit for tat, a quid pro quo, a extortion bribe, whatever you want to call it, to go after Biden. And it was all about the Bidens. And then you had this debate a little bit in the hearing about which Ukrainian company reflected that, but it was all about the Bidens. So we're going to see that on the debate stage tonight. For people who are catching up with today's hearings, Brian, I would put it simply. In the morning, we heard Donald Trump's own appointee, who still works for him, say, yes, we tried to use money to extort Ukraine to help us go after Biden. And in the afternoon, we saw other officials, including at the Pentagon, confirm, yes, the Ukrainians knew the money was on the line.
Now, without getting into the specifics, presidents have done what Trump did. Presidents here, other countries do that to each other. Extortion is routine. And people are even using, with Trump, people are using the mob threat comparison when they'd say, nice business you got there. It'll be a shame if something happens to it. A low-key threat. Mob wants a business to pay them a tax. The business refuses and they tell them it'll be a shame if something happens to your business. No direct threat, but still a threat. And that's what Trump did to the Ukraine. Investigate my rival, I'll help you out. Refuse, and I'll make it possible for your hostile neighbors to invade your country and kill y'all. Trump's version was, nice country you got there, and it'll be a shame if something happens to it. But I didn't bring that up to point out that he's a terrorist. I brought it up because Trump doing these things is not why his party is flipping on him. They're flipping on him because of how he's doing these things. And of course, to save their own skin. But they don't have too much of a problem with Trump other than him making them look ugly. I might get back to the Ukraine thing later.
Notwithstanding the fact that, as you testified earlier, the president implicitly threatened you in that call record. And now the president in real time is attacking you. What effect do you think that has on other witnesses' willingness to come forward and expose wrongdoing?
Well, it's very intimidating.
It's designed to intimidate, is it not?
I can't speak to what the president is trying to do, but I think the effect is to be intimidating.
You're aware of the witness intimidation thing. And here's why I talked about the Ukraine. I want to show you the mindset of his voter base. Simplify, do or die.
For reasons that'll become clear from Chad Pergram, Fox News senior producer, who responded to claims that this might be witness intimidation by saying, now, when we look at the US Constitution and look at Article 2, Section 4, it doesn't say anything about witness intimidation.
Wow, wow.
These are the best minds that the right has.
Nothing in the Constitution against witness intimidation. That's an insult to one's intelligence to try a defense like that, right? And of course, witness intimidation is not in the Constitution. But simplify, it's a military thing, which basically means undying loyalty to the end. Simplify is Trump's voter base. And I'm not suggesting that the Democrats be simplified. I'm talking about the mindset of his base. And this is the same base that voted more than the Democrat side last time. And this is the same base this time. And Trump can run for president even if he's impeached. To whoever didn't know, an impeached president can still run for president, and he could win. And I believe he will. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt it. So all the hype about him being impeached and members of his party flipping on him could be for nothing. A sense of false hope.
Whoa, this is great. ISIS is making a tremendous amount of money because they have certain oil camps, right? They have certain areas of oil that they took away. They have some in Syria, some in Iraq. I would bomb the out of them. I would just bomb those suckers. And that's right. I'd blow up the pipes. I'd blow up the I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. And you know what? You'll get Exxon to come in there in 2 months. You ever see these guys, how good they are, the great oil companies? They'll rebuild that sucker brand new. It'll be beautiful. And I'd ring it, and I'd take the oil. And I said, I'll take the oil.
Just take it. Just take it is what previous presidents and other politicians have been doing. Trump just comes straight out and says it. Like with the Ukraine situation. He did it so blatantly, which is a bad look. And the people who voted for him are still going to vote for him. And the ones that are fed up with him are not going to turn Democrat. They'll just vote for a different Republican to carry out their agenda more quietly than Trump could. But I see a lot of excitement about Trump's public blunders, but hardly any focus on what kind of people are backing him or where their heads are at. Listen, there will be no libertarian president. There will be no Green Party president. There will be no independent party president. There will be no such thing. There will only be a Democrat or Republican president. Maybe somewhere down the line there could be a Green Party, Libertarian, Independent president, but not now. No time soon either. Maybe some other time. You'll waste your vote in your state if you vote for these side parties. Your vote will end up being given to a side that you didn't vote for. You'll play for these vague candidates because you don't like the mainstream parties. I get it. But again, playing holier-than-thou politics is going to get your vote in the hands of somebody that you didn't vote for. People were yelling and kicking and screaming about how could this happen? Oh my God, America is racist, America is sexist when Trump got elected. But racist and sexist is not why Trump won. People not showing up to vote in the first place and people voting for these ambiguous candidates is why Trump won. So people are playing with the Republican Party that's not playing at all. And that's really the point of this video. How much of a problem do we have with Donald Trump? Do we have enough of a problem to vote in a greater capacity than his supporters will? Do we have enough of a problem with Trump to see that he's only a representative of a greater agenda of the Republican Party who has a communist endgame? Do we have enough of a problem that we won't do what people did last time, which was to default vote for Trump by voting for these miscellaneous side party candidates?